Hello students, today we will discuss uh, under media planning, appeals and execution style. In the previous class we had discussed so many concepts under this, creativity and creativity planning, creativity execution, okay, and implementation, and creativity advertisement, evaluation and assessment. So under the execution and implementation, let's discuss many more things under the particular appeals and execution style. So under the appeals and execution style, there comes advertising appeals. We discussed in the last class that uh, which influences mainly you could see that the approach used to attract the attention of the consumers. So mainly all the advertisements are done at the end of the day to reach out to consumers to appeal, to influence and grab their attention. Okay, so that's the reason you need to have the appeals, and the appeals might influence the consumers, based on it might be a feelings towards a product, service, or a cause. Okay, you should create because what kind of appeal you have in your advertisement makes a difference. Okay, so it might give you a feeling towards it get makes the consumer get attracted towards the advertisement. You're going to talk about the product, you're going to talk about services or cause, social cause you will talk. Okay, so that makes a difference. So advertising appeal might be emotional, rational, okay, and socially relevant, humorous. There are a lot of things you can consider. So then you also look at the advertising appeals and the execution style. Execution style is the way you would like to appeal, and how you're going to turn that into an advertising message. So you have something in your mind. Okay, this is what I want to. This is how I would like to influence the consumers. Okay, how are you going to put that into a message? Very important advertising message through which. And next is the way the message is presented to the consumer. How you're going to, demonstrate. How you're going to make that message is reachable. You know, and that message in a right way what you're planning should reach in the same way and it should not it should influence. Okay, so it's very important, so execution as well as considering advertising appeal, okay, concepts and the execution styles. So so in this you could see that information or rational appeals. Rational appeals includes features, might be on features, product features, or services, like focus on your advertisement, focus on only on your product features. What are the features the product has, and those kind of advertisement we come across nowadays. Next comes on competitive, where you're going to compare your brand or your product, your services with a competitor's product or services. But even though you are not going to mention that, their competitor's name or product, but you are going to some way indirectly you would like to reach out and say that your product is good. You're going to say that you are better than the competitor. So that's what happens under competitive. Okay, you're comparing with the competitors' brands. Then your rational appeal also might include on the price. Okay, price is a consideration for you. Okay, price is the on price you would like to give ad. So you're going to give that price offers. You're going to say that I'm the you're providing the product or service at the very lowest price. Yet you're going to maintain the quality. So on those aspects, your ads concentrates. Okay, so that influence the consumer. Okay, where your appeal will be on the pricing. Okay, because pricing is one of the main factor which influence the consumers, because the consumers are very much price sensitive. Either how you are going to position that, whether as a luxury product or whether as a very uh, budgeted product, how you would like to, because where the price comes in picture. Okay, so you need to consider on that. That's how you also many cases many companies position their product. Next, on the news announcements about the product you would like to do, announcement about the something on the project or something you would like to. So it's very important your appeal will be on the news, announcements. So you're appealing. So it's a mega offer. It's a day, the ad, the offer is open from 23 to 25th of this month. So you get 50% discount on all the products. You look at that something kind of a news. You're announcing something. Okay. So those kind of appeals you are doing it. Then comes the popularity. So popularity kind of appeal is something which you are, I know company talks about the ads will be on more of stresses on the brand popularity. Okay, they stress on the branding. Okay, they want to see that branding reaches very well to all the consumers, and brand image is enhanced over the period of time. So it's like popularity based on like how good your brand is. You're going to stress more on your brand. Okay, so these are the comes under rational appeals. Okay, or we call it as information up is properly planned. Okay, properly executed, and and accordingly you are going to develop a message, right kind of media channel you would like to, and you would like to implement that. Okay, so so look at the appealings to our personal states or feelings. So these are the examples of advertisements which is those advertisements which appeals includes personal feelings, and your you know here you could see that personal safety and social base. So it's related to the ads are related to personal states or feelings of humans. I look at the personal safety example, security, fear. On the one of the consideration, one of the you are considered here appeal is personal safety. Okay, when you talk about a personal safety, so what kind of ad? Whether like a security, how secure you are. A fear, those kind of ads you're going to do. Fear, love and affection, happiness, joy, nostalgia, sentiment, excitement, sorrow, grief. So we find all these different kinds of ads nowadays. Okay, when you look at certain insurance ads which talks on a fear, they say that if you're not going to plan your insurance plans, or you will not plan, you have not bought insurance, so your family will suffer. Okay, if you met with an accident, you meet with an accident, what will happen? Okay, who is going to bear your losses? Who is going to, how you're going to pay your uh, medical expenses? So you need to require health insurance. Okay, unless you have a very strong, good tires. If you're not going to buy a good tires for your vehicle, two wheeler or four wheeler, so it might lead to an accident. So somewhere you feel that you create a fear. Okay, and similarly you will find there are a lot of ads which are appeals which related to love and affection. The ads show a lot of love towards animals, towards humans, towards environment. Those kind where it influences. Okay, we all need to care and nurture the environment. So it influences, and people and the consumers who watch those kind of ads are going to feel. It creates a feeling, and that gives the makes the people to remember your ad, and that advantage of remembering the ad is that remembering your brand, and that leads to further action by the consumer. So we find sentimental ads. You find very sad ads, very uh, grief, advertisement with the grief, all those things, because these are all related to personal safety. Next, you could see social based. Social based ads are, appeals are like example, it's related to personal self feelings, recognition, status, respect, involvement, embarrassment, affiliation, rejection, acceptance, approval. Then you could see that here includes your how the recognition. Okay, somebody performs. Okay, the ad will be like that. If you perform, you'll be recognized. Okay, so the company is giving ad on the hiring, people. How different their culture is. Now, if somebody joins their, your organization, okay, so you get a recognition. Those kind of ads, okay, and we consider everybody as a part of, equal, okay. Those, and some cases like, it's like those kind of, ads, affiliation, rejections, approval, acceptance. So social based, okay, social oriented appeals, okay, ads, you know, comes under here, okay, which influences the, which touches the feelings. Then transformation ads. Okay, you also find it all comes under the appeal. It's like transformation ads are those ads you could see that those ads that create feelings, meanings, images, beliefs. Okay, so you want to bring in some transformation by giving the right kind of message, which creates a feeling in the minds of the consumers. which makes the consumer happy, which makes the consumer to realize, okay, what I was doing so far and what I'm supposed to do, which even touches his beliefs, supports his beliefs. If somebody has a certain belief, it supports that. Those kind of ads will support those, those beliefs that he's doing right. Okay, and see, it's all, that makes the transform, brings in some transformation. Okay, so very powerful ads. So this is, comes under transformation ads. Okay, and you could also say that it makes the product use experience, okay, richer, warmer, more enjoyable, or more exciting. The ads which includes rich feeling. Okay, by you will give such a ad which makes the consumer feel so happy by looking at that. It feels, okay, if I buy this product, I can experience similar kind of advantage, similar kind of pleasure I will get by using that kind of product or service. Okay, so that makes, excited, the consumer excited, which makes the consumer get transformed and feel that, okay, he was very rigid in his decision not to buy certain product, but after watching, after coming to know about a particular product experience, which is being conveyed through the right kind of message or right kind of media. Okay, and that makes a person, transform, that brings in some transformation. Okay, and obviously once those transformation or changes happens in the mindset of the consumer, and automatically he will feel good, and he feels fresh, he feel excited, he feel happy, and those, gets converted into actions. Okay, so that's the reason, that's the power of advertisement. And but it requires, as we have been discussing, media plan and media planning, it's properly need to be planned. Okay, and creativity is need to be must, and a right kind of message, a right kind of media. Okay, everything is properly, need to be worked on, and when is properly planned and worked on, then you are able to convey the message or communicate to the consumers. So when those things happens, obviously the positive side of these ads are, you're going to get your brand announcement will happen, you and more sales you can expect, more consumers number, the market share will go up, you can be able to differentiate with your competitors, you can perform better than your competitors. There's a lot of positive sides. But if something goes really wrong, if you're not properly planned, your message is problematic, and you fail in analyzing the market, you're not bothered about initially with the market research, all those things, then things might go wrong. Okay, and if those things, but it turns out to be a liability. Okay, so we should not be very careful when we execute. Okay, so advertising execution techniques, in the creative execution, you see the way the an advertising appeal is presented, because you have a message. Okay, you have planned everything. You have appeal now, advertising appeals. You are ready with the advertising appeals. Whether you would like to develop an ad which is social relevant, whether you would like to develop an ad which is with related to the feelings or love, would you like to develop an ad with the humor? Okay, it's left to you. Now the appeal is, you have to decide on the appeal. Okay, and how you would like to present it. It is, very important. The message should be presented in a very well format. Okay, so this advertising execution techniques we are going to see. One is straight sell or factual. Okay, you want to say straightforward, you want to give all the information straightforward and exact, facts you would like to convey to the consumer. Okay, that's good. Okay, you can do it, because people is honesty, honestly you're going to give the ad and do not want to hide anything. Okay, so as the real factual figures only you would like to give it. So straightforward, straight sell, you would like to, those kind of ads. Okay? That is a form you can use. Okay, to convey your appeal, to give the advertisement. Testimonial message is those messages which of a real experience. Somebody is going to, a consumer is going to talk about, okay, I have been using this product for so many years and I'm very happy, and I'm going to, you know telling you that this is a benefit, these are the benefits I got. Okay, so this is how he is going to tell his own experience. Like LIC now, nowadays you could see that LIC ad. LIC say that customers are talking. Customers are giving their testimonials. They're selling. I, when I have LIC, because I've covered, it gives me so many benefits and everything is there. I'm happy with the LIC. Then when LIC is there, why should I go with any other? Why should I think about anything else? Okay, so those kind of ads will be testimonial messages, animation and science, technical evidence. So with the evidence or animation related ads, you would like to give it through, you want through that you would like to present the, you would like to, appeal, you want to convey that appeal, evidence. So then comes a personality symbol. Okay, fantasy. There are many, demonstration. You're demonstrating the product or services. Okay, fantasizing the things which those kind of ads also you have seen. A personality symbol it's related to certain personal. You're linking your brand or linking certain things of a particular strong personality or a very famous personality. So that is also one way of conveying the, you are appealing. Comparison, humor. You know, you have seen a lot of fun. Okay, comparative kind of ads also you have seen. You're comparing your product with other product. You're telling that how your product is better than others. Why you should go and buy. See those kind of comparison. Humor also. There are a lot of ads nowadays from humor. You could see that 5-star ad. You could see that gems ad, Cadbury gems. Similarly, you find there are a lot of ads which you might feel it's unrealistic. It is not very real. Yes, it's okay, fine. But end of the day, it reaches to the consumer and what you would like to convey, you have been doing that. So very important. Slice of life. Slice of life is something which is of a reality, which is happening in day-to-day, you know, life. Those, in using that incidents and using those kind of real aspect which is happening in the, nowadays. So that itself you would like to put forward. Through that, you would like to convey. And combination. Or combination is in any of these, any of these so many I've discussed now. So any might be one or two combinations together you would like to, combine and you would like to, reach out to the consumers through your, that's how advertising appeal using these techniques, you know, your advertising appeals is presented to the consumers. So it's like these are the different techniques, methods are there which a company can follow and can use it because it might vary from company to company, product to product, based on the product, based on the services, based on the location, based on the country, see, it changes based on the culture. Please, everything needs to be considered. The reason is that advertisement will not be taken as, what kind of advertisement is, you know, appeal is presented in US may not be accepted in India. Okay. So there is a lot of, variation or changes in the culture, language, so many things we need to consider. The product quality, everything. So the policy rules, everything we need to consider when we want to convey. So basic components of, um, okay. So these are the things which comes under execution and implementation. Okay. So we studied about creativity in the creative planning, creative execution, and implementation. Then comes your creativity, advertisement, implementation, and assessment and evaluation. Okay, and these appeals and everything which comes under execution, implementation, second level. So these are all very important because we are discussing advertisement, we are discussing media planning. We also discussed a lot of different kinds of media and its own. We assessed, evaluated the different kinds of media in the previous classes. So because it's like we are going to communicate, we are going to reach out to consumers, and that should be effective. Otherwise, your whole process, your efforts goes in vain. Okay, so we need to bear in mind those things. And next topic, which is basic components of print advertising. Okay, print advertisement. When we go about with the print advertising, okay, so it might be magazines, newspapers, and nowadays you also can consider hoardings, so many things. So main you are going to use print media, like newspapers and magazines. So it covers your advertisement in the print. It covers headlines, subheads, body copy, visual elements, and the layout. Okay, these components it includes. So you should there will be heading. Okay, what you want to say that about your product or service, your brand, anything. It's depend on the kind of ad you would like to give. And under that there will be one more subheading will be there, which you are going to on which you are going to talk about. Then comes the detailed explanation about that's we consider as a body copy. The detailed message. Okay, then comes the visual elements like photos, the flow chart, anything you can use it. It includes a different kind of you're using colors, write-ups, images, okay, people, and a lot of things you can do. Visual elements of that, not only just write-up. Visual elements. Then the whole layout have you have done. Okay, In the paper, you know that you get into a, you can give a half page, quarter page, even depend on, how much you are able to spend. So how the layout you have done in the layout, how you have designed that layout, the ad, in a particular given space, how you have placed everything, like your head, subhead, subheads, body copy, element, visual elements, everything. How you are presented, that is most important, because that should attract. Because when somebody looks at the newspaper or magazine, you should get attracted towards it. Okay, I want to see that, because right kind of color combination, right kind of wordings, taglines, everything need to be within the given layout or space, need to be presented. Okay, so here that covers, these are the components need to be considered in the print advertising. So we'll elaborate those. Okay, and the headline. So it includes the words in the leading position of that. Okay, the headline, we have seen the headline, the main headline, heading. So under that, there are types of headlines, like direct headlines is there. Okay, in that you're going to straightforward and information in terms of the message they are presenting and the target audience they are directed towards. Straightforward and informative. Okay, so in the straightforward write up, you're going to heading, you're going to write there. Okay, so which conveys the message and it presents, okay, to the direct, target audience. Okay, it's all directed towards the target audience. Okay. Many cases you say that initially you see the brand logo, everything starts, and the big, comes your company name, company name will appear sometimes. Then later comes a mega offer, headline might be mega offer, or something, a new launched the product, new launch, something will be there. It's like, it should attention, it should grab the attention of the consumers. So that's straightforward, you would like to put it, directly would be what you would like to touch upon, and that you are going to do it. Then comes indirect headlines. Okay, these are something which is not straightforward, about identifying the product or services or getting the point. In indirect form, you would like to give it something your own kind of curiosity. Okay, directly would not do not want to present, so unlike in the, direct headline, it's like indirect. Okay, which covers like identifying the product or service or getting the point. Okay, so not directly you would like, so indirectly you would like to. So under the headline, you could see there are direct and indirect we have been studying. um, Direct includes like tell your prospect exactly that what's coming. Okay, so what is you are talking about directly. Indirectly, I said no, something your curiosity you would like to, to raise a question in the reader's mind, you, because you say that use this with a caution, as you don't know, don't as you don't want to attract and then disappoint the visitors, because your headline should be considered. Because I'm see, when you consider the with related to the print media, not only in the print media, everywhere it requires, right kind of message which need to be developed. So when you look at the indirect, it says there's something curiosity, you would like to bring some curiosity in among the consumers. We have seen certain kind of ads in the newspapers. First page, you don't find any headlines, just two, three words. Whole page is covered. Curiosity. You want to see something, move on to the next page, it will show. Okay. When you turn the next page, oh, then the real information will be there. But first page, it grabs attention with a picture or just a symbol or with just two words or single line. Okay. But you won't come to know what kind of product what they are talking about. To find out that, you need to turn into other few more pages. So that is called a, indirect kind of message. Then comes news. Okay, so if it's like a newsworthy, your product is something, it's a newsworthy, your product or service is newsworthy, offer it here in the headline. Okay, it's newsworthy, then you're going to talk about your product and directly over there, or service directly. Okay, and then using the words like how to, how to, you can't go wrong with this one. If you ever get stuck, try adding how to in front of your headline. It is like a strategy which will be used in many of the things. How to, because when the word, when the headline starts with how to, it, builds up a curiosity, how to solve this problem, how to solve this puzzle, how to, how to be successful. Example, how to be successful, it is written in the front book, in the outer cover, it's written, book is written. Hmm? How to be successful, how to make money. Okay, question mark. when those kind of headlines you will immediately feel like, oh, I want, you feel like, I want to read this, I want to know more about this, because there is a curiosity, there is a word which you use, how. Because how means, how means we feel that there is in this, if I buy this book, there is a solution, there is a write up through, if I read that book, if I buy that book, I will able to make money, I will be successful. So it creates some creativity. Okay, so that's required when you in the headline, how to. Okay, then comes question. Okay, question kind of headlines. Ask an industry or market specific questions, but be careful when you're using this one. They say you must know your market backwards, otherwise you can blow your whole advertising campaign. The best types of questions to ask are questions which get your prospect involved. Questions. Okay, so it's like, if you don't know what will happen. Okay, so like you must be aware now that keeping in some curious point. Okay, see, nowadays we watch a lot of news channels over there. They end the statement with question. So it's very important to question oriented, and that keeps the people consumers stick to your ad, because that creates something kind of curiosity. But you should be aware about the market condition, whether the consumers are able to take it in the same way how you are going to present it. Okay, otherwise things might go wrong. People may not, the consumers may not like your ad. Okay, so the questions you are asking should make the consumer get involved, okay, in your ad. So very important. So these things need to be considered. If those things are not making difference, will not be used. Then comes a command. Okay, this tells the customers what to do, encourage actions by also offering the benefit. So command or giving certain instruction kind of ads. Buy this product and recharge. Okay, buy this product and get cash back. It's like, to get the cash back, there are certain things you're supposed to do it. Okay, so that you know that makes the consumer get involved. Okay, example, we have seen that buy a sneakers and get a recharge of 10 rupees recharge using a free charge or Paytm. You can get 10 rupees using the code. You can get the recharge done. So in that case, what happens? He bought the sneakers chocolate, and based on that, there's a Paytm 10 rupees recharge. Then he has to go to the Paytm, log in, and put the code in that, and later you will get that 10 rupees cashback. So there is something encourage action is there. You are making the consumer get involved. Okay, the reason why. Okay, another kind of headline, reason why. Okay, so it should make the consumer go and get, or try to explore, or try to make why you should not buy that product. Okay, why you should read your article, why you should buy your product. So reason why, and those kind of ad. Okay, those kind of headlines, and that will grab the attention and make the a consumer feel like, okay, encourage the consumer to buy. You should feel, why should not I buy? That kind of influence it will make if you have the right kind of headline. Then comes testimonial. I already said you're giving testimonials. Consumers, you give sometimes consumers photo, and his one quotation or one small highlight, his experience he is sharing within the inverted comma. This one you are going to uh, within the you're going to see that, you're going to tell that over there with the statement. He's going to his experience. We find those kind of ads regularly. Okay, which makes the consumer believe, because here the consumer only is expressing his views, is giving his own experience after using the product or service. Okay, testimonial kind of headlines. Okay, then comes benefit. Okay, benefits sell, features don't. Okay, know your market well. Okay, it says that when you produce when you come out with the ad, so in the headline, a headline can be of a feature, why you should buy, you know those kind of, why consumers should buy your product or services. Okay, so if you write just features only, people may not be interested. This should make the person why you should buy it. Okay, so to give those kind of headlines, or make those, come out with those kind of beneficial headlines. Okay, so they should, the company should be aware about the market very well, and they need to find what is missing in the consumers, what is the need of the consumers, and properly when they know that, and accordingly they can, I mean to say that they can present, they can have, have a headline for their advertisement. Guarantee. Okay, so you're guaranteeing that kind, buy this product. If you're not satisfied, we are going to refund the money. Refund. It's a challenge, challenge kind of headlines. Okay, that makes, you're promising, you're guaranteeing something. Okay, when those things have been, comes in the headlines, and people obviously get attracted towards it, and they feel good about it, and immediately they feel that okay, there is some guarantee, I may not incur loss, there is some benefit is there. Okay, that's how it makes a difference. So that's the power of the headline. See, we read newspapers, always we get attracted towards the headlines. You find that headlines on the in the bold letters, obviously, correct, because those bold and right kind of, formation of the sentence, right kind of taglines, headline will make the consumers get attracted towards a particular article. Otherwise, they will not be interested. Okay, so that's the reason I've been telling you how important is this. So I hope that this, you know, we look at. Okay, we'll see and open at the later stage. This file. Okay, next comes a body copy. Okay, body copy is the main text in an advertisement. It's a print matter. It's a company literature or any other in any website which is distinct from logo or headline or sub headline and graphics. So here, like body copy is, it's not a headline. What we discussed in the previous slide.